3 people now confirmed dead from 2 separate shootings that took place in Tempe today.
They happened just a few miles apart. One in front of a Little Caesars Pizzeria near Rural and Guadalupe Roads just after 9 this morning. The other 2 hours later at the busy Tempe Marketplace Mall near Rio Salado Parkway and McClintock Drive. 12 News crews are standing by live at both locations with the very latest.
That's right. First, let's go to Sean Rice out at Tempe Marketplace where one person died and the suspect remains on the run. Sean?
Hey there, guys. Good evening to you both. Tempe police emphasized to us that these 2 shootings, albeit happening just 5 miles apart and just 2 hours from one another, are not related. These are not connected homicide investigations at this point. But I did have a chance to speak with some people here at the heavily crowded Tempe Marketplace today, and they tell me the fact that 2 did happen here in the city of Tempe just within a couple of hours from one another does have them on edge. We're standing on the west side of Tempe Marketplace, right along McClintock Drive. The reason we're not inside where this homicide investigation is taking place is because the owners of Tempe Marketplace have asked us to leave. It is, of course, private property, so we obliged to do so. Right now, the crime scene analysts with Tempe police and homicide detectives are scouring this scene to understand how one man was shot to death and the person who pulled the trigger is still on the loose. Let's take you to some drone video. This was shot at around 3 o'clock this afternoon, roughly 4 hours after this shooting took place. It shows police crime scene trailer parked next to several police cruisers. Right now, their investigation for all of this afternoon has focused on a black car with its trunk open. Bystanders told me this is where a man was found shot to death at around 11 a.m. this morning. But before police could arrive, the person who shot him was already gone. Tempe police say they're actively searching for that person right now. I did see what appeared to be multiple distraught family members of this victim being consoled by Tempe police officers and member of the city's crisis response team. Right now, we do not yet know the circumstances surrounding the shooting, whether this was a random act of violence or if this was a shooting between people who knew one another. Right now, only a small portion of Tempe Marketplace's parking lot has been shut down, allowing for members of the public to freely move throughout this area. Their homicide investigation right now is really taking place in front of a Verizon wireless store and in front of a sporting goods store, although right now we do not know if it's connected to either business. I do want to point out 2 things I've noticed today, albeit we don't have a lot of information yet to this point. Tempe police have not blocked off any entrances or exits to Tempe Marketplace. Members of the public throughout this afternoon have been able to shop and freely move wherever they please. That tells me Tempe police are not overly concerned with safety when it comes to other members of the public. I'll also point out, albeit there is still a suspect on the loose, there are cameras everywhere inside the Tempe Marketplace parking lot, on top of light poles, on top of the 2 businesses. And so I think Tempe police at this point have a good idea of who they're searching for, and they're looking for that person right now. We're live in Tempe. Sean Rice, 12 News.
Yeah, maybe saw him running away from the scene too, Sean. You know, it's odd to me kind of where the car is parked. It doesn't appear to be right in front of any store, and the trunk's open. Almost makes you feel like maybe 2 people were trading something in the parking lot or buying and selling something there, or they just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know right now, and I wish I could have talked to more witnesses. I was only allowed inside on the premises for maybe 5 to 10 minutes before security asked us to leave when they saw us filming, and so I wasn't able to get a good idea from people who saw this shooting with their eyes of what happened right now. Tempe police not releasing much information, likely because they're searching for the person responsible. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Sean, you mentioned that there are lots of surveillance cameras all over the place. Did Tempe police give you any idea of a description of the suspect that they're looking for?
Yeah, not right now. And again, what that tells me just from working these sorts of cases in the past is if they give a description and that suspect is watching media or knows that we're reporting on this and they see it, they could have a good idea that Tempe police know they're looking for them. They don't want to tip their hand when it comes to this sensitive of an investigation.
Yeah,
I'll send it back to you.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, Sean, thank you so much.